Hey, here's a quick tutorial on how to use my iRacing AI Randomizer, which will give you more race-to-race variance in iRacing AI sessions, just as you did in the old NASCAR racing games, where instead of having a fixed number for ratings, drivers had a ratings range, and their attribute was randomized to a number within that range at the beginning of every race, which was really cool because the elite drivers could have an off day, or maybe the middle of the pack drivers could get hot and run up front, right? And this will do the same thing in iRacing for you. So when you first open up the program, the first thing you'll do is hit new randomizer here on the left, and you're going to navigate to any AI roster that you have saved. So typically documents, iRacing, AI rosters, and then whatever your roster is called. Go down to that roster.json file, and you'll see all the drivers populated in our big table here with some default values. So you can go in and start just changing stuff, right? Click and just start changing numbers, his skill, Ross Chastain here, his maybe aggression, and you can do whatever you want with these. And once they're actually changed, they'll turn to a little pale yellow like that. If you want to select more than one driver at once and bulk edit, click on the row header here, and we'll click on a few drivers, click on the bulk edit drivers option. I'll have a little window pop up, and now I can edit all of these drivers at the same time. So let's set all their optimism here, 45. We'll do that at 88, right? Once I click on apply to selected drivers, you'll see their optimism here is actually edited for each of those drivers that I had selected. Another way to edit drivers in bulk is to create groups. Now to do that, you can highlight them as you did. Let's make a Hendrick Motorsports group, right? Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, we'll go down to William Byron. At the bottom here, click on the create group button. That'll allow you to save a name here, hit enter. And now if I'm messing around, I can just click on the Hendrick button and all of my Hendrick drivers are selected. Then I say, oh crap, I forgot to add Alex Bowman. Let's find Bowman down here, highlight his as well. Click on edit group. I'm just going to resave that as Hendrick. Now Alex Bowman has been added to my Hendrick group when I click that. You can always delete a group once they're actually created, just like that. It's pretty simple. If you ever highlight a bunch of drivers, you want to clear it, click on clear selection. Now you're not. When you're all finished changing all these numbers however you want, click on the save randomizer as button here. You can save that wherever you want. Let's save it in scripts, and we'll just call this one new. Once that's saved in there, everything that was edited will turn green, and then now I can click on my open randomizer button, right? Navigate back to my new file, and there it is. So let's actually open one of the scripts that I use for my AI offline season. This is the actual set of values that I use, the minimums and maximums. What I do is I use a random value for each driver at the beginning of every race. So right before I run a race, I click on randomize ratings like this. And then I'll navigate to whatever my folder is and my roster, double click on that JSON. You'll see all the drivers' ratings were randomized successfully within all of the ranges that I had set for them. You will not see the actual number that their attributes were set to. That's on purpose because I want the element of surprise in this. If you do want to see that, you can go right to iRacing. Let's click on our Cup Series folder, and it might take you one or two clicks into the actual roster here for that to actually populate. Looks like this is the most updated one, and you can see that these values were randomized to a number that I set, which is pretty nice. So now, I can, when I start a race, maybe look away when it's loading, right? Because all the roster ratings will pop up as you are loading into the session. But if I just want to randomize and do it again, you'll see that all the numbers will generate new ones every time I do that. So you can just have more race-to-race variance and do it in a pretty simple way. Let's see. See, now they're all new again. You just have to click a few times to see that. If you want to get creative with your driver groups, like in mine, these are some examples, right? These are my top tier drivers that I have set to a certain set of ratings. I can select my second tier drivers and so on and so on. Collect multiple groups at once, right? Pretty simple way of doing that. If I scroll, you'll see that I can select all of the Chevrolets in the field. Another group that I have for all the Fords or specific teams. If I wanted to perhaps edit all the Toyotas at once, I can do that. Maybe just RCR and RFK, right? All those drivers. And I can just bulk edit those however I want. I mean, it's a fairly simple tool, but if you do take your AI racing seriously, like I do, This is a pretty cool way to kind of give you more race-to-race variance and just a little more flavor to your offline sessions, because you won't have the same qualifying order and so on for every single race. So that's a pretty quick look at how this program will work. If you have any questions, hit me up. It's, again, pretty straightforward. Again, the biggest thing is kind of knowing how to use the new open and save and getting in bulk editing. I mean, it's not a perfect program. It's quick and dirty. It's not pretty, but I'll evolve this over time if there's any demand for it, especially for some of us hardcore offline racers who just want to have some good offline sessions and, maybe have a good season-long set of results, right? This will do that for you. See ya.